Today we're looking at the Zhyiun Cinepeer Weebill 3E. Now, looking inside the box, we're greeted with this foam hard case, and inside the foam hard case we have the gimbal itself, a mini tripod stand, a quick release plate, a USB to USB-C, and a USB-C to USB-C to connect to the camera. Each of the arms, there's some nice big locking switches. On the back of the gimbal, we have the trigger. Once, by default, is to go back into follow mode, or it can be customized. Double press, that repositions the gimbal back to the start, and then triple press puts you in selfie mode. Now on the back, there's the dial for controlling your camera, for changing settings. This does require you to plug into the USB-C into your camera. Taking a look at the front of the gimbal, you have the joystick, the start-stop recording. Now this can be used over Bluetooth, but that does depend on if your camera supports this. There's the mode selection switch for swapping through your different modes. Taking a look at the center of the gimbal, we have the 0.96 OLED screen for adjusting your menu settings. Now to the right, we have the power, the menu button, and the menu dial button. Taking a look at the handle, it's nicely rubberized. And then on the bottom, we have 3 1/4-inch mounting points. Now, even though the Cinepeer Weebill 3E is Zhiyun's more budget-friendly gimbal, you still get up to 3 kilograms of payload. The gimbal itself weighs in at just 1,010 grams, or just over 1 kilo, and it's about the size of an A4 piece of paper. Now, compared to the 3S, you do miss out on some features, such as the built-in fill light and the built-in microphone, and then some other small features as well. Now, something else this gimbal has is what they call native orientation switch, and all you do is slide out this bracket and slide it back in again in the vertical orientation, and then you're back to shooting in vertical. Now, this is a lot quicker than my other gimbals, and it takes maybe 10 seconds to do at most. Now, something I like about this gimbal is the fact it doesn't require an app to change the settings. So things like deadpan can all be done through the gimbal itself. Now, on the other hand, there is a ZY Play app for connecting to the gimbal itself, and you can control the gimbal through that. Now, something else nice about this gimbal is the fact it has up to 16 hours of battery life. Now, I've never recorded up to 16 hours on a gimbal. I think my arms would give out before then, but it's nice to know it's there. Now let's take a look at some sample footage shot with the Zhyiun Cinepeer Weebill 3E. I will be shooting on my S5 Mark II X and my Sigma 28-70. I'm going to turn IBIS off so then you can just get an idea of how stable this gimbal is. So yeah, let's get into it. Now let's talk about some of the not so good things about this gimbal, and it's the fact that there isn't a mounting point on the side, which would have been nice to have additionally. However, I do understand the way they built this gimbal, it wouldn't probably be feasible. Now, something else I'm not the biggest fan of is when you switch it to native portrait mode, there's this tab that you use to tighten it down. Now, every time you try and tighten it, it hits this quick release plate, and the only way to get around it is by sliding the quick release plate to the back. Now, it's a small disadvantage, but it can be slightly annoying when you're swapping it to native portrait mode. Now let's talk about price. This gimbal is priced around 250 USD and then 340 Canadian dollars. There is a 10% discount to get additional price off of that. Now, who is the Zhiyun Cinepeer Weebill 3E for? Well, I think it's for anyone who's looking for a compact budget gimbal and doesn't necessarily care about all the AI tracking features that some of the other gimbals have. For me personally, I'm going to be switched over to this for the next couple of weeks and comparing it to my DJI RS3 Mini. And if you would like to see a video on them comparing the two, let me know in the comments below. Thank you again to Zhiyun for sending this gimbal out to me to review. Thank you for watching.